Pisces, welcome to your September 2019 General Tarot reading. It's Raina here. You know, it's funny, I'm starting this spread over again because I laid down the cards and I was like, okay, who did I say this reading was for? I kind of thought it was for you, but I always want to be intentional and know exactly what sign I'm doing before I do it. I'll tell you, just in case it was you, and I feel like it was, there were a lot of major arcana cards, so maybe you're going to have a very eventful month of September. Oh, you know what's interesting? In that reading, the first card I got was the Death card. And there is a full moon in your sign. That was the first card I got for the centerpiece of the reading. So it probably was pretty accurate. Too bad I started over again, right? But it's all good. We're always in divine timing, I believe. So everything is meant to be. By the way, I'm also going to be picking a card from the Earth Magic deck. And this deck was created by a man named Stephen Farmer. And I believe, if I'm not mistaken, that he was once married to Doreen Virtue. So that's kind of interesting. Notice I said once married, they're not married anymore. And she has denounced, the tarot and all those, and the cards that she had these decks. I had one of her decks. I'm not gonna use it anymore. There's a card missing anyway, but if she has those feelings about it, I don't want to deal with that anymore. They're beautiful cards, Ascended Master cards. It's such a shame. But, you have to do what you have to do, I guess. The heart of the matter is the Nine of Wands. This is a card of kind of guarding the palace. But you know what? The thing that came into my mind was guarding your heart. Maybe I was thinking about that Ace of Cups there, Pisces. Guarding your heart. And we do have here the Sun card. So that means that love prevails, whatever is going on. And let's keep going here. In the past position, we have the Three of Wands. So what could that mean? Somebody is looking for greener pastures. And it could have been you. Now this is fire energy. Maybe there's a Leo because the sun connects to Leo. But this is fire energy. Fire energy wants passion in life. Now the funny thing for you, Pisces, is that the two elements that would be most compatible for you would be the Pentacles, which are earth, and fellow water signs. And that is all well and good, but the water signs, they may be too emo for you, and the earth signs might be too dry for you. So you might be attracted to a Sagittarian, for instance, and then feel like that person doesn't want to commit. This is the oldest one in the book. So with the Three of Wands, I'm curious who that person is. If that's you, why are you so wary now? What are you trying to prevent? Now, it's possible that somebody can be disappointed in love and still leave, I guess. There's no reason why not. The higher message is the Ace of Cups. New beginnings in love that is coming from a place of soul recognition, soulmate type of love. Where it's just, yes, of course it could be with a water sign. It could be with a fellow Pisces or Scorpio or a Cancer person for sure. But perhaps this is somebody who you really feel a strong affinity for. And this person is somebody that understands you maybe. They get you because they are emotionally aware. I think the card is drawn so beautifully too. So, besides the sentiment, it's like a beautiful card. And by the way, if this is something that has nothing to do with love, I would say that that you are in the midst of something like creative and like entrepreneurial. And you may be like a bit, I don't want to say skeptical, but like kind of guarded towards your success. But I think that it's going to work out because of the final card. What crosses you is the Queen of Swords. So we're reading this in the reversed position. This can be somebody who is in your life that is kind of like your nemesis. So let me give you an example. The Queen can be a mother, but this mother would be very insensitive, and she would be maybe using words as her weapon against you. And Pisces is very empathic and kind of receptive to things. That you're like a psychic sponge. So when somebody says something negative to you, you have to be very careful that you don't embrace it, that you don't believe it automatically simply because they said it, because it could be totally their projection of what they don't feel they have inside themselves. And, I believe it was that book, The Four Agreements by Don Miguel Ruiz. He said, every judgment is a projection. And, is that true? I don't know if that's true across the board, but I would say many are. Many are, because when somebody feels the need to criticize, there's a trigger there where they're trying to like get this away from me. If I criticize it, I can just get that icky yuck out of me. And so they project, they project, and the reason they're getting triggered is because they identify with it. I'm not saying, when somebody criticizes that their criticism is not valid, but usually I shouldn't say usually, because I don't think it's always going to be that case, but in some cases, it really is that they identify with the thing that they dislike in another person, and they want to make it seem like it's only outside of themselves, not inside. But also, the Queen of Swords in the challenged position could mean that you're allowing your emotions to interfere with your judgment, interfere with your logic. And this is one of the risks that water signs run, is that their thoughts can be very subjective because their emotions are so strong and are really coloring their thoughts. And their perceptions, we could say thoughts are perceptions. And it's so important not to get caught up in your own opinion about something, because it can be just based on bad experiences that you've had. So it's really can be a form of prejudice and not necessarily valid in what you are talking about specifically. So you don't want to get to, you don't want to get to the point where you're just totally viewing the world through your lens of conditioning, because that can lead to a great deal of distortion. Great. What a great card. I don't even like connect the dots while I'm just, putting them out usually, but this is perfect when I was talking about distortion, because Ace of Swords is clarity of thought. This is coming in. This could be advice, what you need to do. This is about seeing things as they really are, which, again, is a challenge for water signs, because you're kind of like putting your own stamp on things, and you have to see things as they really are, be willing to accept that something that you may not like perhaps about yourself is true. And I'd go back to that Nine of Wands. What are you protecting? Are you protecting your heart? Are you afraid? Are you afraid of getting hurt? If you have a business, are you afraid that it's not going to succeed? The fear is coming from a lack of self-love, a lack of believing in yourself. And it's important to understand this so that you can move forward and that you can really, operate with a certain clarity of mind. And the outcome, the Sun card. This is the card that is just pure positivity. So love. This could even be, I'm sorry that I didn't say this. I hope that some people have stuck around to the end, because this could even be about the decision of whether or not to have a child. The Sun card can be about children. Leo is ruled by the Sun, and so the Sun rules the 5th house, which is the house of conceiving children. The Ace of Cups could be like that bundle of joy that is being conceived, a child that is coming, is being born. And that, as the higher message, that may be exactly what you want, but you're afraid. Could be from your childhood. Queen of Swords in reverse could be that you had a mother who was not kind to you, and you don't want to be that way to towards your child. You're afraid. And the Ace of Swords is being able to cut through the illusion and seeing that you are not another person, and that you do not have to repeat negative history. Excuse me. Because once you are aware of what is going on, you can flip the script. You can change everything. The Sun card also just relates to love. I think I said that. Success, healing. And so it's just giving you a big thumbs up or a yes, whatever it is that's going on in your life, that the rest of these cards represent to you, Pisces. So I'm going to pick an additional card, the Oracle card, and let's see what we get. Hopefully it'll be different than I've been getting. Ooh, I love this for Scorpio. Pisces. I hope I didn't say Scorpio before. You know that I said Pisces. Pisces, this to me would be one of your colors, this kind of aqua. I've been really getting into that color. I have so many things, the latest being the cover for my phone, Ancient Healing Wisdom. Okay. Of course, this is an indigenous, like a North American probably theme. So I think it's North American. It's just Earth, I guess. Okay, let's see what it says. Now you have to be the shaman for sure. The deep, compassionate eyes of this Native American shaman portray the wisdom of one who has seen and who knows. He has witnessed visions, spirits, suffering, and joy, and knows that everything that exists has spirit's intentionality behind it. That sounds like Pisces to me. Able to travel beyond the veil of ordinary reality, the shaman's primary assignment is to discern and maintain the balance between what his human community takes from the natural world and what it gives back. When this relationship is out of balance, the shaman must do whatever is necessary to restore it. Balance equals healing. The shaman lives his life in ceremony and treats everything with reverence, including the great mystery of death and the even greater mystery of life. I just want to say one thing before I continue, is that I have always been kind of like against ritual, like it seems too mechanical to me, but this is one of the best kind of explanations of why you would do ritual, that you're treating life very intentionally. He works with his spirit helpers, including his ancestral spirits, to help him in his service to his people and to Earth Mother, providing a liaison between the spiritual and physical worlds. Charged with relieving suffering as one of his priorities. Sounds like Pisces again. The shaman does so by first always tending to the spiritual wound, the source of all illness. These healing powers have been passed along over the millennia from the ancient ones who knew the healing and curative powers of spirit. And then here is the the kind of, generalized explanation. All illnesses, whether physical, emotional, or psychological, stem from an illness of spirit and may be due to soul loss, psychic intrusions, ancestral karma, or any other spiritual causes that could be contributing to the manifest condition for which you seek help. Whatever other methodologies or remedies you pursue, whether allopathic, alternative, or combination, let the healing of your spirit be your priority. Know that the deepest spiritual wound is the illusion of being separate from Source, God, Great Spirit, or whatever name you give the Creator. It is the trick of the mind that creates the sense of separation. This is a time for deep healing. Starting with your relationship with Spirit. Call upon your spirit guides and ancestors to help you with any emotional, mental, or physical healing that you need. Call upon the Creator to assist you in mending any rift in your relationship with Spirit. Choose thoughts that support wholeness and well-being. Allow any darker thoughts or shadows to appear as well, but simply observe them as they arise in consciousness. Then dissolve. See yourself as healed, whole, and complete, and it shall be. So it is. Okay, Pisces, that's what I have for you. I hope that you enjoyed this. If you'd like a personal reading, the link is below. Have a great September. Take care. Bye.